Hi, this is my June video for my YouTube channel, and my website is www.intuitivehealinghypnosis.com. It's Shamanic Intuitive Energy Healing and Hypnosis. I offer Shamanic Journey. I offer hypnosis services, past life regression, and journey into the spirit world through hypnosis. And so that entails meeting your guides, your higher self. And other things I offer are dowsing sessions. So using my trusty dowsing tool, which can find water, can find minerals, can help with healing, can bring a lot of interesting things. It's a tool, it's an extension of my own energy and source energy working together in harmony. So usually with dowsing sessions, especially healing dowsing sessions, if you have your own pendulum and you're interested in learning, I like to teach the techniques to you so that you can continue to work on yourself. I'm a big advocate of helping you to make the connection yourself, which is part of the reason I love doing hypnosis and Shamanic Journey, because they really grow your ability to tune in and get in touch with your higher self and with your guides directly. So you're not always thinking, I need some intuitive person to tell me this. Trust me, there was a time in my life I didn't consider myself psychic or intuitive much at all. Although I was always a very spiritual person and a very imaginative person, I didn't really connect those dots until, my mid-20s or so. And it's been a really wild ride and interesting journey to get where I am and to finally kind of come out of the closet about this is what I believe, even though, no one in my family seems to understand or believe it. My immediate family, of course, my husband's very supportive. He's also an energy healer. But, I can count on one hand the number of people in my extended family who maybe would support or be interested in this kind of thing. And a lot of them might actually condemn it and probably brand me as a weirdo, which is totally fine with me at this point in my life, because I know what works. And, to everyone, the big question is, whatever you believe and whatever you're doing, how is it working out for you? And for me, this has worked out really good. And I see a lot of good fruit in my life from following my intuition and following my inner guidance. And while spirit guides may have seemed like a huge reach to me in my early 20s, it's now a very familiar and practical thing for me in my life, now in my early 40s. So, I would just encourage you to, wherever you are on your spiritual path, whenever you consider yourself to have awakened, or however that process is going for you, just give yourself a lot of grace and time to grow into it. And at some point you just realize that nothing can really stand in the way of you and your own personal truth, whatever that looks like. So got to embrace it, and that's pretty much where I'm at. So I try to do a monthly video that's an energy reading, but this month I feel like it's a little different. So rather than coming on during the first week of the month or so with a July energy reading, I decided to just come on and talk a little bit more about one of the particular services that I offer that is called Shamanic Journey, and what is that, and what it entails, and what it can do for you. And like I just mentioned kind of briefly in this intro here, the Shamanic Journey helps you get in touch directly with your higher self and your guides and others in spirit of a high vibration. I don't really dabble at all with the lower energies when it comes to seeking guidance and things like that. Now, if there's any lower energies blocking or impeding things, I do work to remove those and put up boundaries that are appropriate, because I don't want that kind of interference. So, so it helps you get in touch with your higher self and your guides directly. So you have your team of supporters in spirit, your ancestors, spirit guides. For some of us, it's what could be described as angelic realm kind of beings. There's all kinds of different strata to the spirit world, it seems like. And being able to connect with those that, you're naturally drawn to. Some people have a very, I want to say like outer space draw, like they're very drawn to like extraterrestrial type or other planetary type beings that are also of love and light and there to help. Higher vibrational, higher dimensional. Who you would then on your shamanic journey meet and connect with these people through the journeying techniques that I would lead you on. And so making that connection does involve quite a bit of visualization. And you might say, well, I'm not really a visual person. I'm not good at visualizing. Well, I can still work with you. I am pretty good at it. And a lot of the time I can see as we go along. I can see because I have clairvoyance. And so, most of it you will see in your third eye. I hold that sacred space for you, and we ask your higher self and your guides to lead, and really it's kind of magical. The energy field is really created in a way that you can get into that space 9 times out of 10 or more. It's going to happen. Even if you don't consider yourself a very good meditator or a very good visualizer, or maybe not a very good subject for hypnosis, which, none of that is a prerequisite or a requirement for the shamanic journey. The one thing that I think is required is a desire to connect with your own inner wisdom, and a desire for truth and for elevated consciousness, and then just to release expectations of where that might lead and what might happen and who you might meet and who you might see and what you might experience. Sometimes shamanic journey leads to uncover traumas and kind of like parts of yourself that have broken off and want to be reintegrated. So the healing can happen there too. And sometimes you get snippets of like past life or this life experiences that are also coming up for healing in shamanic journey. And so we work with that, and we work on healing that as it comes up in the journey, if it can be done during the journey. So it's called a journey because I guide you through the visualization. I guide you as if on a journey. And each step you pass through dimensions. You pass into higher realms, and it goes more into the superconscious than the subconscious, as in hypnosis. Hypnosis a lot of times goes into the subconscious, but I I do a spirit world hypnosis, which gets you more into the superconscious, but it's also more of it's kind of a blend between subconscious and superconscious, because it's recollecting the spirit realm that your soul has experienced after lives on earth, but it's also kind of present moment, because time doesn't exist there like it does here on earth. So it's always kind of present moment there somehow. Even if it was in the past. So it's kind of a superconscious experience at that point rather than a subconscious. It's actively and presently happening when you connect there in the spirit world. So the Shamanic Journey is about an hour and a half session. That's on average. Sometimes it goes a little faster and sometimes it goes a little slower, but the content and the quality of the content are what you need. And the speed is usually determined by you. And I try to allow it to go at the pace that's comfortable for you, while also, gently giving nudges where, movement is needed. So besides meeting with a higher self, spirit guides, loved ones, others in spirit, having past life snippets, and possibly meeting like sort of what I would call energy fragments of yourself. Some people call it soul retrieval. It's just parts of you, parts of your energy that kind of were broken off or stuck in a moment of trauma in this life or a past life. So all of that can happen in a shamanic journey. And besides that, I think one of the big benefits of doing a shamanic journey, for myself at least, like when I was introduced to it back in my, I was about 24, almost, yeah, I think I was 24 years old. And I worked with a shaman in my neighborhood, actually, who worked with me for a little over a year and taught me a little bit of the shamanic journey technique. And that wasn't like the beginning of my clairvoyance and clairaudience and my connection with spirit, but it did enhance it, and I feel like it kind of led to things snowballing and really growing in that direction. So if you're wanting to increase your own intuitive abilities more to help guide you through your own life, Shamanic Journey is a great choice, because it every time you do a shamanic journey with a trusted practitioner, and you just have to find that person for yourself. Every time you do one, it really gives your intuition a big boost. So it really enhances that connection with spirit, with your higher self and your guides. So in your waking conscious life, you'll start noticing that you are more intuitive, just on a day in, day out basis, in little things and maybe in big things too. So trying to think what other questions I get about Shamanic Journey. I guess one thing, and I do address it on my website, is that some people are confused about what a shaman is, and I don't call myself a shaman. Some people call me that, but I call what I do shamanic because it comes from a lineage of shamanism, and that's where I'm learning it from. And a shaman is, I would say, like a realm walker, like a human being who, you could be of any culture, any skin color, any denomination or faith or whatever. You could be a man or a woman. A shaman it's a spiritual identity, and it's a way of life where you're always very present in the spirit world while still being grounded here on earth. And you know the ways of, the traditional ways and the ways of the spirit world, and you can especially, I think, use it for healing yourself first and foremost, then healing others, and healing the planet Earth. So to me, that's what a shaman is, and I don't think you have to be a man. I don't think you have to be of a certain cultural origin, or anything like that. So there's many a shaman walking on the earth today, and I had the pleasure of working with one in particular who really has kind of fundamental in setting me on this path. But I've had many influences into that. So if you're interested in Shamanic Journey, send me an email at intuitivehealinghypnosis@gmail.com, and we'll set up an appointment. And you can visit my website to read a little bit more about my services and the fees and all of that. It's www.intuitivehealinghypnosis.com. And I would just invite you to come on a shamanic journey when you're ready. I think you'll really enjoy it, and it might open some new doors and windows into possibilities in your life that you didn't realize were there before. Okay, lots of love. Thank you.